What's going on, everybody? Slang Dutchman here, and today, well, the inevitable happened. Fuck! As you can see, I have positive camber, a lot of it, and well, the edge of the wheel is all fucked. It is cracked there, and it's cracked there, and I don't know how this thing is even holding air, but I fucked it up and I hit a curb. I came off the roundabout, and basically my excuse, and not even excuse, is what happened. I came off the roundabout and I was so used to driving Lelystad all day, the drift event like previous video, that I was not expecting it to slide out, and I just came off the roundabout and just at the edge of the corner at the end it just stepped sideways a little bit, and that was enough for a nasty curb to be there in the middle of the road, and just hit it. And I think maybe we can see that now, but if we look under the car, I don't know if we can see it, but probably that control arm is I don't know if that's crooked, looks like it, it's been bent, and also the axle has broken. If you can see that, I can see it. It's enough light for me in there too. Oh wait, there you can. Hold on. To twist the camera like this. I don't know how much light there is in there, but there's the axle that has been split, and there the lower control arm that has been mangled. But those are cheap, new. So I'm just gonna see if I can get a control arm and a axle and replace that, and should be good to go, hopefully. Because as far as I can see, tell, feel, that's the biggest issue, and all that is broken. So I'm gonna head over to the, what is it, wrecking yard, pick and pull, whatever, to see if they have them. Otherwise I'm gonna buy them new. They're not that expensive, but it's such a simple thing that I probably would have the same thing, same quality. I mean, these have been under the car for a long time. Well, that's not true. This is the axle that I once popped, but the other thing, just, it can be worse than the bushes of these, so probably good enough. So hopefully I get that done for a good cheap price and be back on the road, because now I have the Volvo, but usually my girlfriend takes this car to work. I just dropped her off at work, so I had a car to move around for today, and hopefully get this thing back up and rolling quick. But also I'm not mad about it. I mean, that's what you expect with the drift car. It's just a little bit shit way to go. I rather had a nice drift session or whatever and just clip the curb because of, well, that's drifting, and just surprised me and underestimated how slick these roundabouts here in my area are compared to where I was driving. And I was driving there all day on Sunday, grip, 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 and then it would dry it out at the end of the day, and we drove home. And I haven't driven the car since, so I jumped in the car to do some groceries, and it was raining, and just, it surprised me. But well, you live and you learn. So I just went to the wrecking yard, but unfortunately they didn't have what I was looking for, or it was like I saw 3 axles. They had nothing loose laying around at the storage. I had to remove them myself, and the ones that I saw all had like split boots and everything, so that's no good. Also the lower control arm or camber arm or whatever it is, they were just so, they've been on there on those cars for years basically, and they were not any good. And also I think with taking out the lower control arm, you need to lift the diff up or even take the diff out. I think there's a way to lift it so you can get the bolt out. So I was not able to do it there. I didn't have a jack or anything, so I was like, you know, fuck that. And luckily I know some people, and here, like not even 10 kilometers away, there's a guy I know through drifting. His name is Bart, and he has those parts. Unfortunately, he's at work now. That's the thing about my work. I usually work at night times, or like sleep shift, or night shift, or whatever you call it. So I'm free now, but he isn't, so I cannot continue the repairing of the BMW. So we're gonna wait till tonight, and then I'll pick up the parts. So I'm here picking up another axle, but here's the other orange E36. This one is painted though, it's a lot cleaner than mine, but stock body. So I went to the pick and pull, like I said, but they didn't have any. And luckily one of my fellow drifters here, the one nearest by, had an axle and a lower control arm, or a camber arm, because you just camber there with a weird bolt that goes in there. And then pull the old ones out, put those ones in. Here we go. So to make my life easier, my dad had a lot of tools that he didn't use anymore, and well, it's my time to inherit it basically. He's not that yet, luckily, but and also a little tool cart that is just so useful. I mean, it says Pete's assist car, which still works for me, because, well, my name is Pete as well. So first thing to do, we jacked it up. I put it onto little blocks that I just drove up there. I think I've showed them before, but just simple little ramps of 2 layers of wood that I created, so the jack would fit under the diff. So now I'm gonna take the wheel off. Before that, first correct that nut that is in there for the axle. Once that is off, see if I can get the axle out. There's on the diff side, there's some special tools or special sockets, these for the big ones, and I also have this as a smaller one with this. They tend to fit a little bit better because the whole diameter is a bit smaller, so they're better for an axle. Also, because now I can finally get a little bit under the car, not too much obviously. Well, that is fully bent, if you can see that, hopefully. But to get that bolt out, which is there, I need to undo the diff there and on the other side there. When those are loose, and the front one there, I can put an extra jack, put that under the diff. Or an extra jack, this jack, because I'm gonna put the car on axle stands there. I'm basically gonna jack the diff up when it's loose, and that should give me just enough clearance to get that long bolt there out. That's the only shitty thing. And also, hopefully I can do this without removing the exhaust. It's not really that much in the way, but hopefully, because it would suck if I need to take the exhaust off again, because then you need to unmount the diff and the exhaust and everything just to get to the axle and the camber arm, which would be a pain in the ass. But we shall see. I have a lot of extensions, so that bolt can be reached from here. And then, well, let's just start cracking. There's all sorts of gunk here on the inside of the wheel, which is all grease from the axle, just being thrown everywhere for me driving home and spinning it at 140 kilometers an hour. Because it's now one-wheel drive, and the diff is welded, I can still get home, but the car pulls to the left in this case, and also all the power goes to one wheel, and one wheel has less grip as 2 wheels, so it feels like you have like double the horsepower, which is what, 170 is 340 horsepower. So it was lighting them up in 4th gear on a wet surface, that is, but it was kind of cool. But anyway, I'm just gonna unbolt the wheel, the axle from the outside. When that is off, I'm gonna do that one so I can get the axle out. There's one bolt to get the arm out, and then I'm ready to get it off from the diff side, so probably gonna loosen the diff and jack it up. But at that point I will pick the camera back up, so I'll see you guys in a bit. So here we are. What have I done? I've taken the sway bar off because the sway bar is, well, preventing you to get to the diff, because here you can see the old arm. This needs to be straight and it isn't, so I took that one out. It's a bit of a hassle, but that basically gives you the camber, or like how much you want. So if you have this adjustable, you can play with the camber, but for now a stock one is enough. Also, I got the bolts out of the axle, so this should almost come out, but the thing is, this has exploded. So wait, there it is. This part has exploded, so this is now technically longer because this doesn't want to go back on where it needs to go. So it's a little bit longer, so I can get this between here. Can put it a little bit up. Oh wait, hey, there you go. Just make the right difference. So there goes the dyed axle. Hold on. So as you can see, that thing exploded on one side. The rubber and everything is okay. Oh no, it isn't. But yeah, those bearings, yeah, those bits those were the ones I saw flying through the air when I was fully mashing it. I was like, oh, and also a bit of this, I presume, because it cannot be the only bit that is in there. Yeah, there's only 4 balls in there, and there should be more, so I think I've lost a few along the way. That was the sound that I was hearing. So let's put this nasty greasy shit back in there, so I don't want to deal with that now. This is nasty, but put that there. Oh, my hands, still it's gloves, but now my gloves are fucked with grease and shit. But I can make something cool of this, because I use old car parts to make stuff. Hold on, let me check it and show you this. Remember the last engine that had blown? Well, that is my, what is it, cam? My cams that I just made a fitting on, and now it's a little light stand with the sprocket, whatever you call it, on the bottom, which gives it like a lot of sturdy weight. It's not falling that easy. So well, the top of that axle has a nice shape, and the outside has exploded, so I might use that for something. If it's finally degreased, that is, because this is just nasty. So next step, because that's what I was on about. The axle's now out, so that's easy. Then you see that bolt, I can basically take it out, but I'm hitting the diff, as you can see. So in order to take that one out, I'm gonna undo the diff bolts, like that one on the other side, there, and then there's one up front. You go from the front side, and then I support it with the jack and should lift it up enough and sideways that I have the clearance to pull this bolt out. And it's that time again. All the kids are passing by. So then that one out, new one in, new axle in, and should be all good. Here we are. As you can see, I lifted the diff up to somewhat as far as it could go, and now this should just come out. There he is. So that one goes there, and this should just drop out. And now for the I'm just laying sort of in a hole because of the curve that is right there. So every time I need to get up, like struggling. Here we go. So out with the old, in with the new. I'm gonna wait for this one as well, because this should go right in, since the bottom one of this one is not connected, and then have more play to get this whole axle in. Will be a little bit easier, I think, but let's see what's the best way to do this. So now, yeah, this goes underneath, that's good. Before you put everything in and then you want to put the sway bar back on, and it turns out it needs to go over the sway bar. But it's under. Yeah, now the camera is a little bit in the way. But that goes back in there. Already lines up to here, sort of. Nice. And then these two came out, so this is one that with a little tap that goes through that hole. I don't know if you can see that here, but it comes here, and that little thing is holding it in place for it not rotating. And of course this one went in here. Why is it not lining up? Damn it. There we go. And then this, you go in there and somewhat line up with this. Yep, there we go. Oh, I love it when it goes so easy. Copper grease everything, because sometimes, here we go. Sometimes the axle that goes in here can be really stuck, and I always say love your future self, so your future self can love your past self. Most of the bolts I take out, I copper grease them, or something. Like you can see there's copper grease in here because I greased all those little holes. Everything I take out, I put copper grease on. So if I need to take any bolt out, like this one or whatever, everything is like, everything I've touched is already prepped, so it will never get stuck again. And in that case, I just cracked the nut off and it just slid right out, instead of having to bash with a hammer or other weird shit. So yep, I'm loving it. And then also these, if you can see, there's two little dots on there, and with a bolt like this you can like twist it, and it pushes it back and forth. So there's a small little adjustment of camber you can do. Now as far as I know, they gave it maximum camber out, so I want to basically do it the other way around. So then I should have what you say, how you say that, max positive camber, because of its being lowered, it's already cambering in negative, and I think it should be a little bit better if it just all if the wheels are more flat to the ground, because I have a little uneven wear. So that bolt is in, just need to be tightened up, but I'm not gonna do that yet. I think I want to do the axle first, put that in, and then do this, because now I can basically play with the whole bottom assembly and take all the room that I can get. So take the old nut off, which is looking a little bit better than mine did, so probably gonna reuse that one. I know I should probably get a new one which is better, but don't have it. Already spent enough for this month. And also I want to redo the whole subframe with the bushings and everything, so this is gonna come apart anyway. Come on, baby. Why are you not? Yes. There you go. And then this one should fit normally. Also, the diff is still up, I think. Yeah, there it goes. So, this one on, so it cannot fall out again. Done. Still need to tighten, but and then this one on. I should take out the copper grease for this one because this is a nasty one. And then start tightening everything, I guess. And then I'll catch up with you guys when it's back on and looks pretty again. It already looks pretty. I mean, the axle is good. Camera control arm is good. I love it when it all goes to plan and not with bolts that break, or I'm very lucky with this car so far. Not that much issues. Everything's getting loose, so still loving life. A little bit of sunshine. It's not bad for October, so yep, let's get working. So here we are, 3:15. So basically 3 hours later, everything is changed, everything is done, diff is back in, exhaust is back on. Just need to tighten that wheel nut. Everything else is tightened. So yep, like the first time I did this, like swapping the diff or changing an axle, I was way longer. Also because some bolts were just so stuck, which is not the case anymore. And I know what I'm doing, so practice makes perfect. So now basically wheel back on, bumper back on, and tighten that one nut. But I'll show you guys the final results, because also I got the spare, oh the wind is terrible. I got these spare drift wheels on here, which I like a 5-spoke. It's not the best 5-spoke, but they're white and I kind of like white on this car, so that does look good, even though it's not the right offset. But hey, what do you do? I'm glad that it's all drivable again. At least that's what I hope. First need to double check it. But that should be okay. So let me tighten that sucker up and then throw everything back on. So it is all done. Don't know if I showed this yet, but this is the old one, and I kinda like the white wheels under it. I mean, it really pops with the orange, especially if the sun is on it, because on the camera now it seems less orange, but for me, I don't know, the white contrast is good. The wheels are, I mean, yeah, ugly. And also I have 1 centimeter spacer, but still it's a no-go. But at least it all works and it drives again, so I'm happy. And it only cost me 40 euros. So I wanna thank each and everyone for watching. Please, if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, then subscribe. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.